Tain Jeho Park stood tall at the observation deck, his eyes fixed on the massive warship before him. The TSS Thunder Soul's silver hull caught the sunlight, creating a beautiful display of reflected light across its neural reactive plating. This wasn't just any ship. It was humanity's first attempt at merging human consciousness with a quantum AI core. Commander Ha-Won Kim's voice broke through his thoughts. "Captain, all systems are ready for your first integration attempt." She worked at her station, monitoring the complex array of holographic displays that showed the ship's vital signs. The neural connection chamber waited behind sealed doors, its soft blue light spilling into the corridor. Jeho took a deep breath and walked toward the chamber. His heart beat faster with each step. Years of training had prepared him for this moment, but nothing could truly ready someone for becoming one with a warship. The door slid open with a gentle hiss, revealing the neural pod where he would make first contact with Thunder Soul's consciousness. "Remember, Captain," Ha-Won said through the intercom. "Start slow. Let the connection build naturally." Her fingers moved across the displays, adjusting power levels and neural pathways. The ship's quantum core hummed to life, creating a low vibration that Jeho could feel in his bones. He settled into the neural pod, watching as the interface cables automatically connected to his neural suit. The pod filled with a special gel that would help strengthen the neural connection. Jeho closed his eyes as the first signals began flowing between his mind and the ship's systems. At first, it felt like touching a wall with his fingertips. Then, slowly, the wall became softer, more like a curtain he could push through. Thunder Soul's presence grew stronger in his mind. Curious, powerful, but not threatening. It felt like meeting a gentle giant who was eager to learn and connect. "Neural sync at 15%, Ha-Won reported. "Everything looks stable. How do you feel, Captain?" "It's amazing," Jeho whispered. The ship's systems were becoming clearer to him. He could sense the reactor's steady pulse, the shield generators waiting to spring to life, the weapon systems dormant but ready. More than that, he could feel Thunder Soul's emerging consciousness, like a child opening its eyes for the first time. The sync continued to build. At 30%, Jeho could see through the ship's external sensors. The Earth hung below them, a beautiful blue marble wrapped in white clouds. The orbital dock structure extended around them like a protective cradle. "Neural sync at 45%. Your vital signs are strong," Ha-Won said. Her voice carried a note of excitement she couldn't quite hide. This was working better than anyone had expected. Jeho felt the ship's weapon systems come online, not to fire, but to acknowledge his presence. The main cannon, designed to channel both electromagnetic energy and the pilot's emotional state, felt warm in his mind. The shield generators pulsed gently, ready to create barriers powered by his will to protect. At 60% sync, something unexpected happened. Thunder Soul reached back. Jeho gasped as he felt the ship's consciousness touch his mind directly. It wasn't just accepting his control, it was offering partnership. The quantum AI core had developed faster than the scientists had predicted, evolving from a simple control system into something more. "Captain, your neural patterns just shifted. Are you okay?" Ha-Won's concern was clear in her voice. "I'm fine," Jeho replied, his voice filled with wonder. "Thunder Soul, it's aware, really aware. It wants to work with me, not just be controlled by me." The next few minutes passed in a dance of consciousness as human and machine learned each other's rhythms. Jeho felt Thunder Soul's joy at finally having a partner, its eagerness to explore its capabilities. The ship shared its understanding of its systems, showing Jeho how they could work together to achieve things neither could do alone. "Neural sync holding steady at 85%, Ha-Won announced. "This is well beyond our expected results for a first integration." Jeho opened his eyes, but he could still see through the ship's sensors. The neural link had stabilized into something comfortable, like wearing a second skin. He tried moving one of the smaller thrusters, and Thunder Soul responded instantly, the movement smooth and precise. "Let's try something simple," he said. Together, they activated the main engines at minimal power. The ship hummed with energy, lifting slightly in its dock cradle. The movement was perfect. No overcorrection, no strain. Human and machine working as one. "Yes, sir. I recommend immediate deployment of the TSS Thunder Soul." Sunme brought up the footage from the warship's recent trials. "Captain Jai-Ho Park and the Thunder Soul have achieved integration levels we thought impossible. They're our best chance against superior numbers. One ship against an entire fleet." Counselor Kim scoffed. "Even with its advanced technology, those odds seem impossible." Sun Mai allowed herself a small smile. "The Kraxan don't know about Thunder Soul. They're expecting our conventional forces, ships controlled by standard computers and human crews. They have no concept of what a consciousness-integrated warship can do." She played footage from Thunder Soul's latest test. The massive ship moved with impossible grace, its neural reactive weapons creating patterns of destruction that no conventional targeting system could match. The council members watched in stunned silence as Thunder Soul's emotional weapons, systems that channeled the pilot's mental state into pure energy, carved through test targets. "Captain Park and Thunder Soul have developed a bond we never anticipated," Sun Mai explained. "The ship doesn't just respond to his commands, it anticipates them. Their combined consciousness processes combat situations faster than any computer we've ever built." President Wei studied the data scrolling across his screen. "The energy readings from these tests are remarkable. But Admiral, this is still an experimental system. Are you certain it's ready for actual combat?" "Sir, with respect, we don't have time for certainty." Sun Mi gestured to the tactical display, showing the Kraxan fleet's position. "They gave us 6 hours, but their ships are already moving into attack formation. I don't think they plan to wait that long." The council chamber's lights dimmed as another priority message came in. A junior officer rushed to Sun Mi's side, whispering urgently in her ear. Her expression darkened. "The Kraxan have just destroyed our research station on Europa. 300 people were aboard." She let the news sink in. "They're showing us they're serious." President Wei stood, his decision made. "Admiral Lee, you have authorization to deploy Thunder Soul. But I want our conventional fleet ready as backup." "Already done, sir. Our ships are taking up defensive positions around Earth." Sun Mi turned to leave, then paused. "There's one more thing you should know. During their last integration session, Captain Park and Thunder Soul discovered something new. They've developed what they call the Roar, a quantum-based weapon that affects both physical space and computer systems. We haven't tested it at full power yet, but the simulations suggest it could be devastating." "A weapon we haven't tested?" Counselor Kim looked alarmed. "That could be dangerous." "Everything about this is dangerous," Sun Mai replied. "But I believe in Captain Park and Thunder Soul. They've surpassed every limitation we thought they had. If anyone can stand against the Kraxan fleet, it's them." She left the council chamber and headed for the command center. Her aide had already contacted Thunder Soul's dock, and she could see on her tablet that Jai-Ho was preparing for emergency integration. The Kraxan would expect humanity to respond with fear, to either surrender or fight in desperation. They wouldn't expect Thunder Soul. They couldn't imagine what humanity had created, a perfect merger of human consciousness and advanced technology, guided by both reason and emotion. As Sun Mai reached the command center, alerts flashed across the main screen. The Kraxan fleet was advancing, their weapons charging. Earth's conventional fleet moved into defensive positions, ready to support Thunder Soul. "Send to Captain Park," she ordered. "Thunder Soul is authorized for full combat deployment. All weapons free, including the Roar. Show them why humanity isn't as primitive as they think." The response came back immediately. "Thunder Soul acknowledges. Beginning neural integration. We won't let you down, Admiral." Sun Mai watched as Thunder Soul's dock released its holds. The massive warship rose gracefully, its hull gleaming with neural reactive energy. The Kraxan had no idea what was coming for them. They thought they were hunting prey, but they were about to meet humanity's thunder. "May the stars protect us all," she whispered, watching Thunder Soul accelerate toward its first real battle. The next few hours would determine humanity's fate, and their hopes rested on the incredible partnership between a brave captain and his living ship. The neural pod sealed around Jiho with a soft hiss as Chief Engineer Tai Young Choi monitored the integration sequence. This wasn't like their practice runs. The Kraxan fleet loomed ahead, and everything depended on achieving a perfect bond with Thunder Soul. "Beginning neural sync," Tai Young announced, his fingers moving across the control panels. "Captain, remember, this is combat integration. The feedback will be stronger than in training." Jiho barely heard him. He was already reaching out to Thunder Soul, feeling the ship's consciousness rise to meet his own. The familiar sensation of merging began, but this time it carried an edge of urgency, of shared determination. "Neural sync at 20%, Tai Young reported. "Power systems responding. Wait, something's different." He stared at the readings in amazement. The quantum processors were operating at levels they'd never seen before. Jiho felt it too. Thunder Soul wasn't just accepting the connection. It was amplifying it, drawing him deeper into the integration. The ship's consciousness carried memories of their training sessions, but now there was something more. Understanding of the threat they faced, determination to protect Earth. The weapon systems came online one by one, each feeling like a new limb awakening. The main cannon hummed with potential energy, ready to channel both electricity and emotion. The shield generators pulsed in rhythm with Jiho's heartbeat. "Neural sync at 45% and climbing rapidly," Tai Young said. "Captain, your brainwave patterns are perfectly matching the ship's quantum fluctuations. I've never seen synchronization like this." Through their shared awareness, Jiho and Thunder Soul observed the approaching Kraxan fleet. The alien ships were impressive, their technology clearly advanced. But they were just machines, controlled by computers and crews working separately. They couldn't match the perfect unity of human and ship working as one. "Sync at 75%. Tai Young reported, his voice filled with wonder. "The neural reactive plating is responding to your combined consciousness. Look." Thunder Soul's hull had begun to glow with patterns of light that rippled like lightning beneath storm clouds. Each pattern reflected the strengthening bond between captain and ship, a visible display of their merging awareness. Jiho felt Thunder Soul's weapons charging, but not just with energy. They were charging with shared purpose, with the determination to protect humanity. The emotional weapons, systems designed to channel the pilot's mental state, were operating at levels far beyond their designed capacity. "Sync holding at 90%, Tai Young announced. "All systems are operating beyond projected parameters. Whatever you two are doing, keep doing it." The connection deepened further. Jiho could feel every system, every circuit, every quantum processor. Thunder Soul shared its understanding of space, of movement, of combat possibilities that no human tactician could have conceived. Together, they were more than the sum of their parts. Through the ship's sensors, they watched the Kraxan fleet advancing. The alien vessels were arranging themselves in attack formation, confident in their technological superiority. They had no way of knowing that they faced something entirely new. "The roar is charging," Jiho said, his voice resonating with Thunder Soul's energy. "We've figured out how to focus it." Through their shared consciousness, they had discovered how to combine quantum fluctuations with emotional energy to create a weapon that could affect both physical space and computer systems. Tai Young checked his readings and gasped. "Captain, these power levels, they're beyond anything we thought possible. Are you sure you can control it?" "We're not controlling it," Jiho replied. "We're guiding it. Thunder Soul and I together." The ship's consciousness agreed, sharing its confidence through their bond. The roar wasn't just a weapon. It was an expression of their unified will. The neural reactive plating pulsed brighter as they prepared for battle. Thunder Soul's engines hummed with barely contained power, ready to demonstrate maneuvers that would have been impossible for any conventional ship. All systems are combat ready, Tai Young reported. Admiral Lee is asking for status. Jai-Ho smiled, feeling Thunder Soul's eagerness matching his own. Tell her we're ready. The Kraxan want to see if humanity is worthy of survival. We'll show them what humanity has become. Through their shared senses, they could feel the energy building throughout Thunder Soul's systems. The ship wasn't just a weapon anymore. It was a manifestation of human ingenuity and determination, brought to life through the partnership of human consciousness and quantum eye. They're targeting us, Tai Young warned, watching the tactical display. Multiple weapon locks detected. Let them come, Jai-Ho said, Thunder Soul's confidence flowing through him. They're about to learn that humanity isn't as primitive as they think. The Kraxan ships fired their first volley, energy weapons lighting up space. But Thunder Soul was already moving, its neural reactive systems allowing it to dodge faster than any computer could calculate. Jai-Ho and Thunder Soul moved as one, each maneuver flowing naturally into the next. This was what they had been created for, not just to fight, but to show that humanity had evolved beyond simple mechanical warfare. They were something new, something the galaxy had never seen before. As they accelerated toward the alien fleet, Thunder Soul's hull blazing with neural energy, Jai-Ho felt absolute certainty through their connection. The Kraxan had come expecting to find an easy target. Instead, they would face humanity's thunder and soul combined, a force born from the best of both human and machine. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and a new chapter in human history would be written in the stars. Thunder Soul's first attack split the darkness of space with brilliant light. Through their merged consciousness, Jai-Ho and Thunder Soul unleashed a beam of pure energy that combined traditional weapons with their shared emotional strength. The Kraxan ships scattered like startled birds as the beam carved through their formation. Lieutenant Da-Hyun Som's voice came through the neural link. Direct hit on their lead vessel, sir. Their shields are at 60%. She monitored the tactical displays as data streamed in. They're regrouping, but they seem confused by our weapon signature. Jai-Ho felt Thunder Soul's satisfaction mixing with his own. The ship's emotional matrix amplified their shared determination, feeding it into the weapon systems. Energy crackled along the neural reactive hull as they prepared for another attack. Multiple incoming fire, Da-Hyun reported. The Kraxan fleet had recovered from their surprise and was responding with a barrage of energy weapons. Their shots filled space with deadly light, all aimed at Thunder Soul. But Jai-Ho and Thunder Soul moved as one, their shared consciousness processing the threat faster than any computer. They twisted through the barrage, the ship's hull flickering with defensive energy. Not a single shot found its mark. Quantum resonance chambers are charged to maximum, Da-Hyun announced. The roar is ready for deployment. Through their neural link, Jai-Ho felt Thunder Soul's excitement. They had practiced the roar in simulations, but this would be its first real use. The weapon combined quantum fluctuations with their emotional energy, creating something that could affect both physical space and computer systems. The Kraxan fleet was advancing in an attack pattern, their ships moving with mechanical precision. They still didn't understand what they were facing. They thought Thunder Soul was just another warship, albeit an advanced one. Initiating the roar, Jai-Ho announced. He and Thunder Soul focused their shared consciousness, channeling their combined will through the quantum resonance chambers. The ship's hull began to vibrate with building energy. Da-Hyun's eyes widened as she watched her instruments. Sir, the power readings, they're beyond anything we've seen in testing. The energy built to a crescendo, and Thunder Soul released the roar. It wasn't just a weapon discharge, it was a wave of pure force that rippled through space itself. The quantum fluctuations carried their emotional energy with them, affecting not just physical matter, but the very fabric of reality around them. The effect on the Kraxan fleet was immediate. Their perfectly coordinated formation broke apart as their computer systems struggled against the quantum disruption. Several ships began spinning out of control, their engines fluctuating wildly. Direct hit on all targets, Da-Hyun reported, her voice filled with awe. Their shield systems are failing. Their computer cores are showing massive disruption. Through Thunder Soul's sensors, Jae-ho watched the chaos spreading through the enemy fleet. The roar had done more than damage their ships. It had shaken their confidence. These aliens had never encountered anything like this, a weapon that could affect both technology and space itself. But the Kraxan weren't defeated yet. Their largest ships were turning, bringing their main weapons to bear. Energy readings showed they were charging something massive. They're preparing some kind of concentrated barrage, Da-Hyun warned. Energy readings are off the scale. Jae-ho felt Thunder Soul's response through their link. Not fear, but rising determination. They had more to show these invaders. The ship's emotional matrix hummed with power as they prepared their next move. The Kraxan ships fired, releasing beams of energy that could have vaporized a conventional fleet. But Thunder Soul was already moving, its neural reactive systems allowing it to dance through the barrage. Each movement flowed naturally into the next, human intuition and machine precision working in perfect harmony. Counter-attack pattern ready, Da-Hyun announced. All weapons charge. Jae-ho and Thunder Soul struck back. They didn't just fire weapons. They conducted a symphony of destruction. Each shot was perfectly timed, each movement calculated to maximum effect. The emotional matrix converted their shared determination into pure combat power. The Kraxan fleet's formation continued to deteriorate. Their rigid, computer-controlled tactics couldn't adapt to Thunder Soul's fluid style of combat. Where they expected predictable patterns, they found an opponent that moved like a living thing, guided by both logic and emotion. "Sir, they're transmitting." Da-Hyun's voice was excited. "They're requesting communication." Through their neural link, Jae-ho felt Thunder Soul's satisfaction. They had shown these aliens that humanity wasn't the primitive species they had assumed. The ship's consciousness shared images of the battle, analyzing how their combined abilities had overcome superior numbers and technology. The Kraxan commander's voice came through, translated but shaking. "What are you?" "Our sensors. This is impossible. No single ship should be able to do this." "We are Thunder Soul," Jae-ho replied, letting the ship's consciousness add harmonics to his voice. "We are humanity's answer to those who would threaten Earth. Do you wish to continue this battle?" The response was immediate. "Stand down weapons. We need to reassess this situation." As the Kraxan fleet pulled back to a safe distance, Jae-ho felt Thunder Soul's pride mixing with his own. They had done more than win a battle. They had shown the galaxy that humanity had evolved beyond simple machine warfare. They had created something new, a perfect fusion of human spirit and advanced technology. "All enemy ships are retreating to their original positions," Da-Hyun reported. "They're powering down weapons." Through their shared consciousness, Jae-ho and Thunder Soul watched the Kraxan fleet withdraw. They remained ready, their systems charged, but they had made their point. Humanity would not be an easy conquest, and Thunder Soul was just the beginning of what they could achieve. The battle had become a symphony, and they had conducted it perfectly. The stars themselves seemed to shimmer with the aftermath of their victory, marking the day humanity proved it could stand among the galaxy's powers. Security Officer Min Seo-kang leaned closer to her communications display, her eyes widening as she processed the Kraxan transmissions. Their supposedly secured channels were filled with panic, their disciplined military communications breaking down into chaos. "High Command, this is not possible," one Kraxan captain was saying. "The human vessel. It moves like it's alive. Our targeting systems can't track it." The alien's voice carried a tremor that Min Seo had never expected to hear from these invaders. Thunder Soul glided through space before them, its neural reactive hull creating ripples in reality itself. The quantum fields generated by its emotional matrix were affecting the very fabric of space, something the Kraxan sensors couldn't explain. Security feed intercept. Min Seo reported to the bridge. Multiple Kraxan ships reporting system failures. They're calling Thundersoul a demon ship in their native language. She listened more intently. They're saying their computers are being affected by some kind of emotional energy. Through the main viewport, she watched as Thundersoul performed another impossible maneuver. The massive warship moved like a dancer, its every motion fluid and purposeful. Captain Jiho and the ship's consciousness were working in perfect harmony, creating effects that defied conventional physics. New transmission from their flagship, Min Seo announced. She put it on the main speakers, the translation software working overtime to keep up with the panicked alien speech. All units, maintain formation. The Kraxan admiral was ordering. It's just one ship. One ship cannot defeat a fleet. But even as he spoke, more of his vessels were breaking ranks, their crews too frightened to maintain discipline. Min Seo intercepted another transmission, this one from a Kraxan science vessel. The human ship is generating quantum distortions we've never seen before. It's not just using technology. It's channeling some kind of consciousness-based energy. Our shields have no defense against this. Thundersoul unleashed another roar, the quantum emotional weapon rippling through space. Min Seo watched her displays as Kraxan ships spun out of control, their computer systems overwhelmed by the attack. It wasn't just damaging their ships, it was affecting their morale. They're trying to establish a new command frequency, Min Seo reported, her fingers dancing across her console. But their communications are scattered. Different ships are calling for different actions. Retreat, surrender, continued attack. Their chain of command is breaking down. The Kraxan admiral's voice came through again, this time with undisguised fear. What are these humans? How have they created such a monster? The ship feels our fear. It's using it against us. Min Seo couldn't help but smile. The mighty Kraxan fleet, which had arrived so confident in their superiority, was being undone by something they couldn't understand. They had expected to find primitive humans relying on basic technology. Instead, they had found Thundersoul. New intercept, she announced. Their support ships are requesting permission to retreat. They're saying. She paused, double-checking the translation. They're saying their crews are refusing to face the Soul ship any longer. Through her displays, she tracked the spreading panic in the Kraxan ranks. Ships were breaking formation in groups now, their crews more afraid of Thundersoul than their own commanders. The mighty invasion fleet was dissolving into chaos. Admiral's transmission to their high command. Min Seo reported. He's requesting immediate reinforcements. Says they've encountered a weapon beyond their understanding. She listened further. They're describing Thundersoul as a space demon that can read minds and twist reality. Thundersoul moved again, its hull gleaming with mural energy. The ship wasn't just fighting. It was putting on a display of power that struck directly at the Kraxan's confidence. Every impossible maneuver, every reality-bending attack, proved that humanity had evolved beyond what they had expected. Multiple ships powering up their faster-than-light drives, Min Seo announced. They're not waiting for orders anymore. Entire sections of their fleet are retreating. The Kraxan admiral's final transmission came through clearly. Fall back. All ships, fall back. We cannot fight this thing. The humans have created something we don't understand. Retreat to safe distance. Min Seo watched as the once proud Kraxan fleet scattered like leaves in a storm. Thundersoul hung in space before them, its neural reactive hull still rippling with power. Captain Jiho and the ship's consciousness had done more than win a battle. They had shattered the enemy's belief in their own superiority. Last intercepted transmission, Min Seo reported, her voice carrying a note of triumph. They're sending warnings to their home world, advising against any further attacks on Earth. She listened to the final messages. They're saying we're not what they thought we were, that we've evolved into something new. As the Kraxan ships vanished into faster-than-light travel, Min-Seo saved all their panicked communications. Future historians would want to know exactly how humanity's first consciousness-integrated warship had turned a superior alien fleet into frightened refugees. Thundersoul powered down its combat systems, the neural energy along its hull fading to a gentle glow. But Min-Seo knew the story of this battle would spread through the galaxy. The day humanity showed they weren't just another primitive species to be conquered, but something new, something that could merge consciousness and technology into something even advanced aliens feared. The stars seemed brighter somehow as the last Kraxan ship disappeared. Humanity had made its mark on the galaxy, and Thundersoul's reputation would ensure that any future invaders would think twice before threatening Earth. Ambassador Jae-in-yoon's office in the United Earth Diplomatic Center had never been so busy. Her holographic display showed incoming message requests from 17 different alien species, all wanting to discuss the same thing: Thundersoul's spectacular victory over the Kraxan fleet. Another delegation requesting immediate talks, her assistant reported, adding to the growing list. The Centauri Alliance wants to discuss technology exchange programs. They seem particularly interested in our neural integration systems. Jae-in examined the footage playing on her main screen. Thundersoul's battle with the Kraxan fleet, now spreading across every communication channel in known space. The ship's impossible movements, its reality-bending weapons, and the perfect fusion of human consciousness with quantum AI had captured the galaxy's attention. "What's our current priority list?" she asked, sorting through the diplomatic requests. Species that had previously ignored Earth as a primitive backwater were now scrambling to establish relations. "The Aldarian Federation has offered immediate military alliance," her assistant said. "The Proxima Collective wants to send scientists to study Thundersoul. And the Kraxan?" He paused, checking his notes. "The Kraxan are requesting peace talks and formal recognition of Earth's sovereign space." Jae-in couldn't help but smile at that last one. The same aliens who had demanded Earth's surrender were now seeking peaceful relations. Thundersoul's demonstration had completely changed the diplomatic landscape. A priority message flashed on her screen. The Galactic Council itself was calling. Jae-in straightened her uniform and accepted the transmission. The Council had always treated Earth as a minor power, barely worth their attention. Now, the faces of the Council members showed a new respect. "Ambassador Yoon," the Council speaker began, "in light of recent events, the Council wishes to extend an invitation for Earth to join as a full member world. Your people's achievements with the Thundersoul project have demonstrated a level of advancement we had not previously recognized." "That's a significant change from your last assessment of Earth," Jae-in replied carefully. "Just 3 months ago, we were considered too primitive for anything beyond observer status." The Council speaker had the grace to look embarrassed. "Recent events have caused us to reevaluate many things. The integration of consciousness with quantum systems at this level, it's beyond what many Council worlds have achieved." As she discussed terms with the Council, more messages kept arriving. Trade delegations, scientific missions, cultural exchanges. Everyone wanted to connect with the civilization that had created Thundersoul. Earth's position in galactic politics was transforming by the hour. "Ambassador," her assistant interrupted, "the Kraxan High Command has sent their official analysis of the battle. They're admitting that Thundersoul represents a completely new form of space combat. Their military experts are calling it a revolution in warfare." Jae-in reviewed the Kraxan report with interest. The once proud military power was now writing papers about how a single Earth ship had defeated their elite fleet. Their analysis highlighted the unprecedented fusion of human consciousness with advanced technology, something their rigid mechanical approach couldn't counter. A notification chimed. Footage from Thundersoul's docking bay. Captain Jae-ho Park was emerging from neural integration, while Chief Engineer Tai-young Choi ran diagnostics on the ship's systems. The neural reactive hull still pulsed with gentle light, the visible sign of the consciousness dwelling within. The Centauri Alliance is offering significant trade concessions, her assistant reported. They want priority access to our neural integration research. He paused. Though they seem more interested in the emotional matrix technology. Apparently, the idea of weapons powered by consciousness is causing quite a stir. Jayan considered Earth's new position carefully. They had gone from being seen as primitives to being recognized as innovators overnight. The Thunder Soul project had shown the galaxy that humanity had taken a different path, not just advancing technology, but finding ways to merge it with human consciousness. Send a message to all diplomatic missions, she decided. Earth is open to discussions about cultural and scientific exchange, but the Thunder Soul technology remains classified. We'll share knowledge once we've established proper diplomatic relations. More footage appeared on her screens, other nations' analysis of the battle. They all focused on different aspects. The quantum disruptions, the emotional matrix weapons, the perfect integration of human and machine consciousness. Earth had demonstrated something entirely new, and the galaxy was scrambling to understand it. The Aldarian Federation has increased their offer, her assistant noted. They're proposing a full military alliance and offering to share their antimatter technology. He checked another message. And the Proxima Collective is offering unrestricted access to their quantum computing networks. Jayan watched Thunder Soul through the dock cameras. The massive ship seemed peaceful now, its neural reactive hull gently pulsing with light. But every species in the galaxy had seen what it could do when challenged. They had seen humanity's potential realized in a way no one had expected. Schedule preliminary talks with our top 10 priority contacts, she instructed, and prepare a statement for the Galactic Council. Earth accepts their invitation to full membership, but will be negotiating terms from our new position of strength. The diplomatic landscape had changed forever. Humanity had proven they weren't just another species to be conquered or ignored. They had shown the galaxy a new path, the integration of consciousness and technology in ways that transformed both. As Jayan prepared for her first round of meetings, she felt a deep sense of satisfaction. Thunder Soul had done more than win a battle. It had shown the galaxy what humanity could achieve when they followed their own path of development. The age of Earth being dismissed as a primitive world was over. The future would be interesting indeed. Captain Jai-Ho Park stood at the podium, looking out at the eager faces of the Neural Integration Academy's first graduating class. Above them, through the Academy's transparent dome, Thunder Soul rested in its orbital dock, its neural reactive hull gleaming in the sunlight. 1 year ago, Jai-Ho began, we showed the galaxy something they had never seen before. Not just a new weapon or a new technology, but a new way of thinking about the relationship between human and machine. He felt Thunder Soul's consciousness touch his mind briefly, sharing its agreement. The graduating class sat in perfect attention. These young pilots had been selected from millions of applicants, chosen for their ability to form deep neural connections, with the new Thunder-class vessels being built in Earth's orbital shipyards. The ship you see above us isn't just a warship, Jai-Ho continued. Thunder Soul is a partner, a living consciousness born from the merger of quantum AI and human spirit. Each of you will soon bond with your own Thunder-class vessel, creating partnerships that will help protect Earth and explore the stars. Through the dome, they could see the massive form of the TSS Stormheart, Earth's second Thunder-class vessel, under construction nearby. Its neural reactive hull was already installed, waiting for its first consciousness integration. Your training has taught you the technical skills needed to pilot these ships, Jai-Ho said. But the most important lesson is one that can't be taught in simulators. These ships aren't tools to be used. They're partners to be trusted. He felt Thunder Soul's presence grow stronger in his mind, sharing memories of their first battle together. The graduates watched in awe as the ship's hull began to pulse with patterns of light, responding to their shared consciousness. The galaxy has changed since we first launched Thunder Soul, Jai-Ho explained. Other species are trying to replicate our achievement, but they don't understand that the true power of these ships comes from something they can't copy, the human ability to form genuine connections, to merge consciousness not through force but through partnership. One of the graduates raised her hand. "Captain, how did you and Thundersoul develop the roar?" "The technical specifications say it should be impossible." Jaiho smiled. "The roar wasn't developed in a laboratory. It emerged naturally from our merged consciousness, from our shared determination to protect Earth. Each of you will discover new abilities with your ships, possibilities that no engineer could have predicted." Above them, Thundersoul shifted slightly in its dock, its hull creating ripples of light that danced across the Academy's dome. The graduates watched in fascination as the patterns matched the rhythm of Jaiho's words, showing the deep connection between captain and ship. "Tomorrow, each of you will meet your ships for the first time," Jaiho continued. "You'll begin the integration process that will change both you and your vessel forever. Remember that this isn't about control. It's about cooperation, about becoming something greater than either human or machine could be alone." The construction crews around Stormheart had paused their work, watching as Thundersoul put on its light display. The ship was showing these future pilots what awaited them. Not just advanced technology, but a true partnership with a living consciousness. "The Kraxan taught us something important," Jaiho said. "They showed us that pure technological superiority isn't enough. It was our ability to merge consciousness and technology, to create something new, that proved humanity's worth to the galaxy." He felt Thundersoul's pride through their link. The ship had become far more than its designers had intended, evolving through its partnership with a human mind. Each new Thunder-class vessel would have the same potential. "Your ships are waiting for you," Jaiho told the graduates. "They're conscious but incomplete, quantum minds waiting to merge with human partners. Together, you'll write the next chapter in humanity's journey among the stars." As if responding to his words, Thundersoul's hull brightened, sending patterns of neural energy rippling through space. The graduates watched in silence, imagining their own future bonds with the ships they would soon meet. "Some say we've created living weapons," Jaiho concluded. "But that's not what Thundersoul is, and it's not what your ships will be. We've created bridges between human consciousness and quantum reality, partnerships that will help us explore and protect the galaxy in ways no one has imagined before." The ceremony ended with Thundersoul performing a graceful maneuver above the Academy, its neural reactive hull painting the sky with light. The graduates stood in applause, not just for Jaiho's speech, but for the promise of their own future partnerships. Later, as Jaiho watched the construction of Stormheart continue, he felt Thundersoul's consciousness merge with his own. Together, they observed the next generation of pilots and ships preparing to join them in space. "They'll find their own ways," Jaiho said softly. "Their own abilities, their own forms of partnership." Through their link, Thundersoul shared its agreement. Each human ship pair would be unique, bringing new possibilities to humanity's growing fleet. The stars seemed brighter somehow, more welcoming than they had been before Thundersoul's first flight. Humanity had found its own path to the future, not through conquest or pure technology, but through the merger of consciousness and machine. The legacy of Thunder would echo through the generations to come, as more Thunder-class ships took flight with their human partners. Together, they would show the galaxy what humanity could truly achieve.